Okay, here I have page 14 of the Codex Argenteus. It starts off, Itha uvula ragums akrana uvula retoyeth. And this is, so we have the adjective uvula, which is from, which is a form of like uvula, so like a declined form, which means like evil or bad. And in this case, the reason why it's uvula and not uvils is because of this saw here. Otherwise, it would be uvils. We're talking about the bad tree, but the bad tree akrana uvula rotoyeth. And here we have uvula again. This is a good example of how like sometimes like one like word can actually be like multiple forms. So this could be the feminine singular. This could be the masculine singular when you have like sa, or in a few other cases it's what's called a weak adjective versus the strong adjective would be like uvas. And it can also be neuter plural. So this like could indicate like three different things, like that it's neuter plural, that it's feminine, or that it is like basically definite, like the tree as opposed to a tree. So it's the tree, and it's the evil tree. So ithsa uvula vagums, but the evil tree akrana uvula retoyith produces evil fruit. So akran is fruit, so produces evil fruit, and um, we don't really. I mean, you can say like fruits in English. I don't know if that's as common as like just saying it like produces bad fruit. We're not talking about like a single fruit here because we have this a at the end to show that it's plural, sort of like how we say one fish, two fish, whereas Gothic has like ens fisks, twe fiskons, or something like that. Ni mag bagums thiwthigs akrana uvelaga toyand. So here we have ne, so not is able to, bagums, tree, thiwthigs, which is sort of like the verb thiwthion, which means to bless. It basically means like a good tree. Akrana uvla retoyan. So a good tree is not able to produce evil fruit. Akrana uvla. Nichvarms uvils akrana thiuthiga. Nor can nor an evil tree akrana thiuthiga good fruit. Now here we have not sa vagums uvils, but just vagums uvils. So here you can see a demonstration of how we have sa uvula vagums, but vagums uvils. Nor can an evil tree produce good fruit. And then we have a rhetorion, which is what the tree can't do. It can't produce. So rhetorion, and the N is suspended here, which you might notice that like the length of the lines isn't equal, but that's, I mean, this is just like my that I typed up myself. So it doesn't always line up where, for example, this line is a lot longer than this line. But if you're just reading the actual manuscript, they do line up pretty well. And you can sort of see that where they do line up pretty well. But I think they line up a lot better in the actual manuscript, where it's more of like a vertical line, which explains why this doesn't start its own line. Um, because it's not like doesn't appear as like it, that much longer than the line after it, or I don't know, it could even be shorter. I'm not sure. Ne Nemach. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so where am I? Oh yeah, yeah. Alvagme ne toyandan ne akran goð usmetada yachin fon atlagyada. So the first word is all, and then here we have bagme, which is of the trees. Not, and then here we have genitive plural of doing. So you do not say bagme toyandans, because that would, it wouldn't, it doesn't agree. So the adjective, or in this case the how would you the present participle is needs to agree with bagme, so we get toyan dane, which is, I mean, you can see the e on both of them, which is genitive plural in this case. So all of the trees not producing good fruit, and here we have singular, so akran goth, and it's written here goth. Um, it's written goth here, but the usual spelling what you'll see is goth with a thorn, and it was likely pronounced goth, like even though it's spelled with a D. I mean, similar to what some other languages do, where if you look at like a Slavic language, oftentimes you'll see at the end of a word they have what looks like a voiced consonant, but it's actually pronounced D-voiced, and that's pretty common. So it's likely pronounced goth, with a thorn-like sound, but without the not the Alvarme ni toyandanne akran goth usmetada yachin fon atlagyada. So here we have the passive usmetada, shall be like chopped and thrown in the fire. Yachin fon atlagyada. So usmetan, we have usmetan, to chop, and then usmetada is chopped. In this case, we would translate it with the, well, I mean, it can be, like, I guess kind of ambiguous. Like, you could translate it as they'll be chopped and thrown in the fire, but you could also translate it as the is chopped and thrown in the fire. It's not really something that Gothic writes down. There's no future tense in Gothic. Um, you just have a past tense and a combined present and future tense. Thannu than Thannu akranam ize of ins. Therefore you shall know them by their fruit. That or recognize them. Ufkunnan. It's a verb, but it's second person plural, so ufkunneth. Ne hoaso sai quithithmis. Froya, Froya, in a galithith, in a thiudan guardia hymne. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. And here we have Froya. So this is reconstructed as being has having been pronounced Froya, from Proto-Germanic. Let's see. I have to switch keyboards real quick. Find it good. I have way too many. So this comes from Proto-Germanic, like Fraujo. Fraujo is the Proto-Germanic form, and this becomes Gothic Froya. I see, like, Old English has Frau, and it's related to German Frau, but that's Frau would come from a different, like, it would come from from what would be in Gothic Froyo. Froyo. It would be like the female form of a lord would be a Froyo. Ne hazwch sai gwythydd mis Froya, Froya, in a galeithith in the Thuadan Guardia Himene. Yeah, that meant not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, or a kingdom of the heavens, if you want to like translate the plural, because it's himene, not himenes, himenes, himene, himene. Axatoyans Willian. I don't know how I did that. Axatoyans Willian Attins Minus Thisin Himinam, but the one doing the will of my Father, the one in heaven. Manege quithon mis in yenamadaga. Many shall say to me in that day, Froya, Froya, new thinaman, new Froya, Froya, new thinam namin prophetidum, ach thinam namin unhulthons hus warpum. Iachthynam namin machtins miklos agatawi theedum. So, Lord, Lord, did we not in thy name prophecy and in thy name throw out demons, unhulthons, demons, Iachthynam namin machtins miklos agatawi theedum. And done like great things. Iacthan anheta im thati ni huan hun kun. What the? I think I forgot to delete that from some earlier point. Iacthan anheta im thati ni huan hun kunta iswis. And then I unhetan unhet. I'm not sure what the beginning is. If maybe that's supposed to be. Maybe I meant to write unhet. I think is what that's meant to be. And then I shall basically like say to them that I never knew you all. Afflithith ferramis, jus workandans unsivion. Depart far away from me, you working iniquity, and it cuts off the word iniquity at the end here. But it continues on to the next page. So that was page 14. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, you can always comment, and that goes for any of my videos, and I mean, regardless of what the question is, I'll do my best to answer it.